You're listening to So Much More, a women's health and wellbeing program. And in the studio with me, I've got Shez and Kell from Shekan, and they're talking with me about their experiences of creating this mentoring program that they take around to regional women.
Saving grace for the last 3 years, but also we're witnessing that happen with the women we've been working with.
With the women that you work with, have you been able to witness them actually becoming friends and lasting friends?
Oh, so much. Yeah. We've had 3 two-day events this year, and we watch women that do not know each other at the start of that event not only walk out connected and like a community, but they continue to see each other, and they let us know. So we hosted a 2-day event on the weekend, and women from the previous 2-day were out that weekend having lunch together. And for us, and that's has nothing to do with us. That's them choosing to stay connected and stay friends and help each other out with their businesses, and just having someone that they can call that lives in their local area. And for us, it's a total win.
Yeah, we connect those women in private Facebook groups that go through that 2-day event together. And it's just, it's incredible to see them connect almost daily on things they've achieved or the challenges they're facing. And they all support each other. And it's an incredible thing to witness. And we're in there with them, but we really, I guess, we watch from afar, because for us, that's what really lights us up, is seeing them, stay accountable to each other and lift each other up.
Being okay with their own vulnerability and watching each other support them in that.
Do you know of any health improvements that have come around with any of the women that you've dealt with through changing in their thinking and their positivity?
I think health improvements, there are so many. We call like Wheel of Life.
Yep.
And we talk about, their work-life balance, their health, their social life, their friendship groups, and watching them kind of acknowledge where they're at sort of on a 1 to 10 basis when they start working with us, and then reevaluating that sort of in 30, 60, 90 days. It's not necessarily, we're not looking for groundbreaking, you're cured kind of thing.
Yeah.
We're looking for what small action steps are you taking towards that. For health, it might be, I've started to walk for 30 minutes twice a week, and it's my time, and I'm listening to a podcast of, someone inspirational while I'm going for a walk, so I'm working on my own self. It might mean I'm getting up at 5:30, but I'm meditating for half an hour. It's just those little action steps to watch them just grow that little bit further and further. And as Cal said before, this is all stuff we say all the time. You never fully arrive. It's continuing to work on yourself. It's holding yourself accountable and not just doing it while the feeling of let's get it done. It's continuing to do it every day after.
And I was just going to say, I guess for women realising how much of an impact stress is having on their life in all areas. And it's not that, through working with us, they immediately have no stress, but having awareness around possibly how much stress they're carrying, and then putting strategies into place about how they can start to really nurture and invest time in themselves. That is probably, on a health basis, something that we tend to skim over as women.
Yeah.
And having them recognise that and acknowledge that is really powerful.
Would that be an area that you would be surveying sometime in the future to see if anybody who has attended a Shekan thing, please do, and let us know. Let us know if this has noticeably changed the way that you deal with stress in your life. Let us know. That would be really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, to wake up every morning and see a private message from someone that says, I'm handling just being at home in the morning with the kids better, or I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone and I'm, creating a new friends network, or I'm cleansing a couple of friends that possibly brought a little bit of toxicity to my life. I'm choosing not to spend as much time with them, or I feel empowered. Just reading messages like this every day, it just, like we keep saying, it lights us up. And we just know that to make a difference, or to just give someone permission to live a life like that is pretty awesome.
Just speaking about permission, that makes me think of martial arts, right? Women don't feel to have permission very often to be able to do these things. Why do you think that is?
That is a great question. I think if we had the answer to that, that would be...
We had it right.
Yeah, we'd be like, okay, it's a sealed deal. We're all good. It's something we speak about often.
All the time.
And it's something we share in our 3-hour workshops and also our 2-day events about. Shekan is about giving women permission to invest a little bit of time or a lot of time into themselves, because as women, we are constantly giving to other people. We have this, I guess it's really a bad habit of putting ourselves to the bottom of the list, and we're trying to give from people constantly from our own cup. Yet women aren't allowing themselves to fill their own cup. And we talk to the women about giving from the overflow of their cup, not trying to give from a cup that's empty or half empty. So why do we do it? I'm not sure, but that's something that we are certainly on a mission to change and really give women permission to, live in their best authentic self and invest the time to create the life that they want.
Yeah, because how can we actually look after others if we don't look after ourselves?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, how often do you have events?
So currently we have 3-hour workshops once a week. And that is all across Victoria. And as Kell said, dipping our toe into New South Wales at the moment. Our online program has just launched. So we are absolutely allowing access from all other regional communities across Australia, which is really exciting. We've hosted 3 2-day events this year. We have another one in February, and we have our very first ever 4-day event, which we are so excited about because some of our mentors are actually coming to that event, and we know there is absolutely no way that their calendars would have included a regional community if we hadn't asked them to come. And just to be able to put facilitators like that in front of these women is unbelievable.
That's excellent. So when will that 4-day event be?
Around about? So the 4-day event is the 24th to the 27th of February, and we're holding that at Dreamers in Mount Beauty. The process with Shekan is that our events are progressional. So to attend a 4-day event, you need to have attended a 2-day event, purely because I guess what we cover, we refer back to each time, and it's really about stepping stones to your own journey and making sure that you've got, I guess, the big rocks in place before we, step into a big 4-day event.
We're fairly practiced now. We've watched women come in as one person to a 2-day and leave a completely different person, and to watch, 25 women in a room step up on day 2, just knowing that type of woman that they are going to step into our 4-day event is pretty exciting for us. Yeah.
So our next 2-day event is on the 11th and 12th of February, and that will be our last one before our 4-day. So February is going to be a big month, but we're really excited. And as Shez said, we're doing 1 or 2 3-hour events every week currently in all different regional communities, and we'll look at extending that next year in 2017.
That's excellent. What do you do for fun apart from this?
Well, this actually is fun for us. We've talked about that a lot. We're absolutely passionate about health. So believe it or not, even just going to the gym, going for a run for Kell, I know she loves running, spending time with our families. We've both got 2 beautiful little girls each and incredibly supportive husbands. So we feel very blessed to have them. Fun for me is, like I said today, not wearing makeup and just, having a beautiful meal with incredible friends. And I feel very blessed that I can say that at this point in my life, I feel extremely blessed with the friends network I have. Yeah, that is one of my most fun things to do.
And, I'm very similar in that. For us, I love anything that's active, going for a bike ride with the kids or heading down to the lake in Yarrawonga. Being outdoors, particularly when it's warm. Yes. Not a huge fan of being cold, so I do tend to stay indoors in the winter months. But, certainly being out and about and being active. I love reading as well, but with, a young family, it's not something you have a lot of time to do, but I prioritise to make sure that I do read either every morning or every night for a little bit. But active, fun, friends.
We're pretty grateful that we get to spend so much time in a car because we get to listen to some great podcasts while we're there too. Yeah. So that's a good time, guys. If you're thinking that you don't have time to listen to podcasts, the car is it's a rolling university for us. Absolutely.
Yeah. Who were your heroes or role models growing up?
Oh, good question. Well, they've certainly changed from who I, now.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Well, I can remember as a teenager, I had Michael Jordan. I bought his his book and I stuck every page up around my room, which is interesting because Michael Jordan and I are the same personality type in that, you know, we want to win and we're determined and those sorts of things. Wow. That's a really, I'm not sure I can really answer that question, Shez.
Mine, it sounds really funny. Mine was probably, you know, if I think back to when I was growing up, mine was probably like my grandmother. And, you know, she was and still is, she's such an inspirational woman. She is the epitome of what I would call love. She is the most incredible communicator I have ever met in my life. Yeah, definitely her. I just always, you know, I would look at her relationship even with my grandfather and just think, you know, that's the kind of relationship I want to have. Someone that can practice instant forgiveness and someone, you know, that's not afraid to have a go. And then I think if I kind of go to high school years, you know, even in a regional community at a regional school, I went to a Catholic school in Athalia and we were given access to lots of authors. And I remember meeting John Marsden.
Yes.
And
yes. Oh my gosh, isn't he fantastic?
Yeah, and I remember thinking, you know, and I was absolutely in love with Tomorrow When the War Began and the whole series. And it's really funny because we laugh and joke that I'm so much more of an audiobook listener now rather than a reader, but I remember not being able to put that whole series down. And I remember just being fascinated by him and probably him. But as Kell said, they've certainly, you know, we could probably give you a list that would take this entire show long now of who they are now.
Yeah, well, what's two each?
I guess for me, Gary Vaynerchuk is, you know, I watch him.
Definitely.
I watch his YouTube channel. I watch his keynotes at any chance I get. I believe he has an incredible view on the world. He's so honest, but he's a real hard worker and he wants to put that across and he's not afraid to speak his mind. So really, really resonate with Gary V. I guess we have our own mentors.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, like we have Calvin Coyles, we have Roy McDonald, we have David Wood. So incredible mentors that we've actually been able to work together with. And from a book's point of view, I love Robin Sharma. The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, I believe, is a book that everyone should read. So they're a couple of mine.
Yeah, I love Richard Branson, and I think that's because I align with his personality type. He's someone that I love reading, listening to podcasts of him. And as Kell said before, some of the people that we've actually worked with, Lisa Nichols from The Secret and Julie Cross, we've been lucky enough to spend some time with them, and they are incredible women. They're inspiring. There's quite a list of people, but as Kell said, we love Gary V, but we feel blessed even just because our own mentors have got their own things out there that we love to listen to. Any time that they put something up, we just completely align with them. And I think that's the key. You know, you can be given lists and lists of all these great people to talk to, but you really need to find someone that you align with, you agree with their values, you agree with their message, because let's face it, not everyone's going to agree with your message.
Yep, that's true.
But what it has to be is if you love it and you agree and you align with them, then hold on, because that's the type of networks that you can create to build community.
How about we take another break? We'll come back after this.